Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to the crowds, "To what shall I compare this generation? It is like children who sit in marketplaces and call to one another, 'We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not mourn.' For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they said he is possessed by a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they said, 'Look, he is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners.' But wisdom is vindicated by her works." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Every one of us has a predetermined journey to walk in this life. You have yours, I have mine. You're not called to walk my journey, and I'm not called to walk yours. And Jesus wants us to follow him, because he wants to lead us on that journey, on the way. And if we pay attention, he will take us home. The journey sometimes is going to take us on a rough and narrow path. Sometimes it's going to take us on a scenic route. Sometimes it's going to be a nice straight highway. But along the way, there are always road signs. And if we pay attention to the road signs and we stay in our lane, we're safe. But oftentimes we become distracted and we don't pay attention. And most of the time when we find ourselves in the ditch, it's because we've driven it there ourselves, not because somebody else drove us there. I'll tell you a little story. A priest friend of mine in another diocese had a friend who was secretary to the bishop. And it was his job to drive the bishop from one place to another, especially when they were going to confirmations. And so on this one particular Sunday, the bishop had 2 confirmations that he had to celebrate, and he didn't have much time between each celebration of confirmation in each individual church. And so this priest said, "Bishop, I know a shortcut." And the bishop said, "Are you sure, John?" "Yeah." "Bishop, don't worry. I know the way." And so they started out, and when they got to the shortcut, there was a sign that said, "Detour." And the bishop said, "John, I thought you said you knew that." "Bishop, I know this road. Don't worry." And so he continued and didn't pay attention to the sign. And as they progressed along the road, there was another sign that said, "Turn back, road under construction." And of course, the bishop looked at John, and John, we should turn. "Bishop, don't worry. I know this road." About a half a mile down the road, there was a roadblock. They couldn't go any further. They had to turn around. And when they get back to the beginning where the sign said detour, on the back of that sign it says, "Welcome back, stupid." We laugh at that stuff, But in the gospel, Jesus is very clear. What does it take for him to get my attention? Sometimes he wants to use a red flashing light. Sometimes it's just a gentle nudge. Sometimes it's an invitation this way. But we have to be paying attention. Otherwise, we find ourselves in the ditch. Welcome back, stupid.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam merum isti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deum, alleluia.